So, welcome, my friends. The Wellness Wheel series is well underway. However, you can still sign up for this series. And what does it mean? It just we go deeper. So, if anything that I'm speaking about here really resonates with you, then we go deeper. Okay. So, the Wellness Wheel, the focus, the theme this week is our emotional and our mental wellness. Okay. So, um, I mean, mental illness, mental health is as a society on a huge rise here. So this is an area that is so important for all of us to spend some time to focus on and observe how we experience our mental mind and the thoughts, and how do we experience the emotions that we feel. So you've probably all heard me say it before, but we need to feel in order to heal. And that's any aspect of our life. Whether it's your body that needs some healing, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's your mind that needs, whether it's like emotional healing or mental healing, we need to learn how to feel, to identify what we're feeling, and to feel it. And we need to learn how to take responsibility for what we're feeling. So this really comes down to feeling our emotions versus fearing them. Because that's why a lot of people go, yeah, no, thank you. They're scary. A lot of our emotions are scary. And if we don't know how to feel them, or we've never been taught how to feel them, or we don't know what it even means to take responsibility for our feelings, well, then we're a victim to our own inability to feel those, and that's where anxiety comes in. That's where depression comes in. That's where, oh my goodness, I can go on, where all the mental health issues come in. So when we're not taking responsibility for our feelings, what we're feeling, right? The emotions that are coming up, when we don't know how to feel them, when we don't even know how to take responsibility for them, what it looks like is it looks like we're blaming. We're blaming this situation, or we're blaming this particular person. And then what we do is we deflect our emotions onto maybe the person that we're blaming, or maybe an innocent bystander, but we're deflecting it. Okay. And it could be that case of, well, I feel better, once I've expressed it, or once I've reacted, or once I've let that person know that they're responsible for why I'm feeling this way. We might feel better, but then what does the other person feel like? What is the relationship at now? Right. So there's a whole momentum of other issues that come out, because then the other person feels attacked, and they're going to come back at you, and then there's just a whole bunch of blaming and shaming and deflecting, and nobody's taking responsibility for their feelings and emotions. And this is how wars start, in friendships that get ruined. This is how marriages and relationships get ruined. So yeah. So this is why it's so important for us to be able to feel our emotions. Okay. And if you're going, well, yeah, no, I don't do that, right? What other people do, the other side of that deflecting is to numb or to ignore what we're feeling. Okay. So numbing tends to happen when it's just too painful or too scary to feel. Okay. And ignoring is it's just kind of something that what happens when we haven't been taught how to feel, or we were told not to feel. Right. That's another one. Right. Just as children, it's like, shh, don't express that. Right. No, you're not supposed to feel that, or buck up, princess. Right. Come on, get a thick skin. Right. Or start crying, I'll give you something to cry about. Right. Like all of these things, they're all familiar, whether we said them or we're the receiver of it. Right. But we weren't taught to feel. We weren't taught to be like, hey, this is what I'm feeling, and I'm going to honor what I'm feeling, so that I can feel it and move it and let it go. No, we were taught to stuff it down and not act like that, not feel that, not be that. So whether you're, numbing it, ignoring it, it leads to it will lead to the mental issues and the physical issues. It'll wreak havoc on our own body, it'll wreak havoc on our relationships. So this is really important for us to feel. Okay. When we numb, right? When it's too painful to feel or too scary to feel, this is where addictions come in, right? Whether you're addicted to your phone, whether you're addicted to alcohol, whether you're addicted to shopping, whether you're addicted to blaming other people, right? We can get addicted to the drama that it all comes up, because it makes us feel better on a whole different level, not on a healthy level. But if we want healthy relationships, if we want to be able to express our emotions in a healthy way, then we need to learn how to take responsibility for our emotions. We need to learn how to feel. Okay. Whew. So I speak, especially in all of these wellness wheels, and last week I spoke of it, is loving ourselves, right? Loving our body, loving who we are. And so this week is about loving those emotions that do come up. There is so much for each and every one of us to learn about ourselves and to grow and evolve as human beings when we can shine a light on those parts of ourselves that we don't like, right? Or that we've ignored, or we deny, or we numb, right? So when we're really ready, really ready to face these, um, then we learn how to love everything that comes up for us. Now, a really big part of this, if you're going, yeah, that's me, that's how I react to, a lot of situations in my life, yeah, I do. I numb. I know I do. I know I, have this certain addiction because it's just too painful to feel. Or, I do ignore it, and I do ignore what I'm feeling. Weren't told how to feel until all of a sudden it comes out in anger or as a volcano, blaming and shaming others. So my very first, what I want to just really put out there to everybody, because mental health is it is very serious, to seek help, whether it's as a, couple in a relationship, to get help, whether it's just you on your own, right? Like, get professional help. Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that we all experience on some level. And so when we hide it and we're so afraid of it, we can't get the help that we need. So I would just please seek help if this speaks to you, and get some help to learn to how to deal with the emotions that are really painful for you to feel, or really scary to feel. Okay. And maybe you have sought help. Now maybe it's time to join a group like this, where you can dig a little deeper and you can find yourself getting some answers to the way that you are, maybe in an unhealthy way, responding to all of the things that are coming up for you in your life. Okay. So first and foremost, seek help, right? If this is speaking to you and you're going, yes, I know I do this, it is so important for us to feel in order to heal. So seek help in order to be able to do that. Okay. The next thing that the intention for this week is to observe, right? Observe your reactions. Do you tend to, like, maybe you don't know where you fall into, and this is just kind of like a light bulb moment, going, yeah, I do blame other people. I don't take responsibility for my own emotions. I wasn't taught how to feel. I don't even know how to name my emotions, right? So just observe, what are your reactions when you are under a lot of stress, when you are, maybe that relationship that isn't working, or whatever's going on in your body, right? Observe the stories that you're telling, observe, what you're feeling, observe your reactions to that. And yeah, just observe. And then the last part of this, okay, and this part of it is something that that will help all of us, but depends on what stage. Maybe you know, okay, I got to seek help. And maybe you're like, yeah, I am seeking help. I'm ready for the kind of the next step. Maybe you're like, oh, I seeked help a long time ago. This is time to level up. So I want you to take the last 5 minutes of every evening to reprogram your mental mind. Okay, when we go to sleep at night, that is when our um, subconscious mind is at its most open space. And so if you go to bed or you spend the last 5 minutes or you're falling asleep and you're, regurgitating all of the things that bothered you throughout the day, everything that went wrong, nothing is going right, everything you're worried about, that's what you're programming into your subconscious mind. And then you wake up and you feel crappy and you're going, I didn't have a good sleep, because this is what you're putting into your mind. So in the last 5 minutes, I want you to think about, what it is you want to feel, right? I am safe, or I'm safe in my body. I am healthy. Or this is where gratitude comes in. What are the things that you're grateful for? Right? What about in your day, instead of focusing on what you didn't get done, what about thinking about, look at what I got done today? Even if it was one thing, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of myself for getting that one thing done. Right? So let's go to bed, spend the last 5 minutes of every single evening before we close our eyes, getting set for our subconscious mind, because this is what we're feeding our mind. This is what our mind sleeps on all night long. And then the last thing I want you to do is create a simple phrase to say the minute you open your eyes. Create a positive phrase like, I am safe, or I am happy, or I am healing, or I am whatever it is. A simple I am statement. Okay? Oh my goodness, I know I'm running out of time, but we are still tapping this in. Okay? So I want you to bring this into your body, mind, body, soul. Okay? Start to just bounce, start to feel your body. Okay? Notice some emotions that came up as I spoke about the emotions. Like, yeah, I don't know how to feel them. Yeah, I numb them. I do know how to feel them, and they're painful, so I don't want to do that. They're scary, they're painful, or I just don't know how to feel. Just see what comes up for you. Okay, shake out and just be willing to observe yourself. Be willing to take responsibility for what it is that you are feeling, even if you don't know what that is. But what that means, let's march this out, is we need to stop blaming others and take responsibility for what we're feeling. Bring the knees up. No one can make us feel any particular way. No one can. And there's a lot of arguments out there going, yeah, but you don't know what this person did to me. You know what? It doesn't matter. You have to take responsibility for how you're feeling. And it's so disempowering to blame others. And when we learn how to take responsibility for our emotions, it's empowering. We learn so much more about ourselves. Okay, we're going to tap around the belly and the low back. I want you to tap down the legs and tap up, and then you go over to the other side. Okay, so this is taking our power back by taking responsibility for our emotions. Okay, and if this is speaking to you in a way that you're like, oh, I need to get some help on this, and please, there is no shame in seeking help. That is going to help you get so much more empowered. And then I want you to tap in under the eyes and just take a few deep breaths. So everybody's at a different place in their life. Maybe it is that you need to seek help. Maybe you are seeking help, and maybe you haven't sought help. So then we go into observing. I want you to this is a way to take that next step, or just get started. It's like, okay, I decided I'm going to seek help. And you're going to get started by observing your reactions and observing if you tend to blame. Let's cross our arms and tap in the K27. Do I tend to blame everybody else so I don't have to take responsibility for what I'm feeling because it's too painful, or I just don't even know what I'm feeling, right? So observe your reactions, your tendencies, and then make sure, and this is so important, let's tap in gratitude. Let's take the last 5 minutes before you close your eyes, to tap into what you're grateful for. Right? What are some really good things in your life? And tap that. I mean, you can tap it here, you bet, or you can just lie down and just as you're falling asleep, think about the good things that happened in your day. What are the things you got done? Let's program our mind. We could have 10 things going wonderful in our life and one thing that isn't, and all of our focus, right? And this is the human experience, goes to that. And then that's what we're going to program into our subconscious mind. Nope. You purposely set the intention to focus on what is good in your life, what you did accomplish, and what you want to see more of. Let's tap underneath. Let's metabolize this into our body. Continue to breathe. And then the last thing is you create a phrase for yourself. Know it, remember it. And the minute you open your eyes, you get into the habit of saying that. You can say it over and over and over again. So we reprogram the mental mind and the subconscious mind before we go to bed with the thoughts we want to think and the things we're grateful for. And then we create that phrase first thing in the morning. Good. Okay, just cross your energy over and just shake that out. Okay, so my friends, have a wonderful week. This is a big, big week here, because when we can really get a grip on our tendencies and our emotions and that mental mind, the emotional and the mental wellness, this can change everything. It can change your relationship with your body. It can change what's going on in your body, any sickness or illness. It can change your relationships, and it changes how you communicate. Okay, so have a wonderful week, and namaste. Thank you.